All right, welcome, ladies and gentlemen. They get this one going fast. I think as soon as the broadcast started, the trucks were rolling. Good to see it. Good to see it. Good to see you guys in here, Stacy Double A. Yeah, take three. It looks like we're gonna get this one in. It looks like it. Already some big moves further back, 3 wide. 2 rows of 3 wide. See if they sort this out before they get to turn 3 and 4. A little bumpier. Most of them did find their way down the track. So a little damage. I don't know which truck that was. That might be Chandler Smith back at his truck. At Corey Day right now trying to hold off a hard charging Caden Honeycutt. Oh no! Corey Day almost wrecked himself. As soon as we mentioned him, Keith. Good to see you again. Whoa, 2-car up the track. Yeah, Corey Day up the track. Kind of washed up the whole track right in front of Caden Honeycutt. That slowed both of them down. And Lane Riggs and Christian Eckes were able to get by. Oh, 2 made contact with the outside wall. These trucks are so skewed out on that right side. Any right side contact at all is going to impact that truck. SVG having to work his way up through the field. 35th right now. Scroll down here. SVG pretty far back. Connor Zilich, one of the guys running the triple. They only ran like 37 green flag laps or something during last night's race. So no one's going to make the 1,100 miles that they thought they were going to. Ross, also one of the triple drivers, here in 9th. It was a late night for a lot of these guys. And now they're back after it. Justin Haley up to 11th right now in that Ram truck. That's really good. Where the Joy 14th caution is out. Trouble in turn 2. Yeah, I mean, there was no practice time in these trucks. Corey Day's not a truck regular, so is a bit out of his element right now. But as long as he can keep it up there, you know, let's say top 10, then maybe by the end of the race, they can get this thing figured out. Is that SVG? SVG around. He's not having a great time. Man, Travis Pastrana right now. Got by SVG. I forgot Travis was in the truck until yesterday or 2 days ago. I was like, oh, there's Travis. I think I saw a video of Travis and Frankie Muniz throwing a football before the race on Friday. Stenhouse also further back. We'll see if he can bring that Ford truck up through the field. Didn't know. Yes, we are truck racing, Jordan. Good to see you, Warren. I like that profile picture. I have to zoom in, get closer, but that's a good one. It's hard to see. Just all the profile pictures are small. All right. Taking our first commercial break. Woo. Finally, real racing. Finally. And the only other racing we've had this weekend, aside from 37 laps or so of green flag racing in the O'Reilly race, was the Weenie 500. That's really all we've had. I mean, sure, there are like other series that are running. The NASCAR Euro Series ran last night-ish. It's during the AM hours over here. And then they ran this morning as well. So I watched a little bit of that. I didn't know what I was looking at when I don't know if I clicked on it or if it came on autoplay, but I was extremely confused watching their Mustangs go around the track. See if I can find a picture of that for you guys. NASCAR Euro Series France GP. Images. All right. It's just the thumbnail. Yeah, just the thumbnail. That is a very weird looking Mustang. And they get around the track pretty well. Let's go to a random point. All right, under. Oh, come on, try to see some racing. There they go. Yeah, it's fun to watch them ride around. Ryan Vargas ran in that series last year, so I was always rooting for him when I would tune into the Euro Series. This year, I looked through the names. I didn't recognize anyone, so, a whole new batch of people to root for. Another thing to keep our eye on. We have a little weather here. If this moves north and east like it was, let's say this is the furthest edge. It should pass by the track. Should. Let's see what the track looks like. Yeah, it looks like we might stay clear. We could get a stray shower, but we're pretty clean for now. We're monitoring the situation. All right, Ross staying out. Can he get some track position? Going to restart in the top 10. some maybe left front damage for Chastain. I'm guessing that's from the stack up on lap 1. They may have mentioned it. I just wasn't listening. 8 in the chat for Kyle. Let's do it. All right. Oh, some trucks up the track. They're going to keep it clean so far. Yeah, yeah. That was disappointing. Not just for that reason, but also for the fans that waited from Friday night, possibly been camping there all week. It's just, you know, they can't really get the fog to go away. They could have tried to restart the race today. I just think they wanted it over with so they could focus on this race and get this race done before the IndyCar race, which I need to make a thumbnail for. Trying to find a good way to make this thumbnail. Jesse Love and Austin Hill were on a mission. YouTube is yelling at me about something. Testing. Okay. Turn the music on. No, the trucks look really upset, but they've been dancing around all season. Seems like almost every race we've been to, the trucks are just all over the place. Ty Majeski creeping around. Loss of power, potentially. Cycling the batteries. I'm not sure what you can do about this. He doesn't have enough speed to make it back. Transmission? Whew. This is not good. Caution is out for Ty Majeski. Slow on that inside line. I mean, on, inside the apron, just not able to go anywhere. Started up there, I believe, on the second row towards the front. Christian says, sounds like throttle linkage fell off. Definitely some kind of issue. They're saying throttle wouldn't engage, so could be directly a throttle issue. It's going to be really frustrating if it's one of the things where they pop the hood and it's a 3-minute fix, but man. Just have to wonder if any of this is to do with all the moisture they've had the last couple days. Still, there we go. There's the music. You mean the that 9 car? Under caution here. Grab this Indy 500 logo. It's a good looking logo. Not my favorite. It's all right. We'll do that. Indy 500. Size large. Cole Butcher getting pushed down pit road. This is such a weird race so far. A lot of handling issues and issues, 2 mechanical issues on pit road. SVG around, single car spin, so it's just been up and down. The initial start on the race was weird. That's really weird. That needs to move there. And this one also needs to move there. All right. A lot of activity on pit road. Let's see who's able to make it off first here. Lane Riggs out of his box. Gonna lose several spots here. I thought he was further back. No, Grant Infinger getting out first. No tires, up 17 spots. Lane Riggs up 2. Eckes down 2. Chastain up 1. Honeycutt down 3. Brandon Jones down 3. Gio Ruggiero up 5. All 0 tires, so it seems like mostly fuel and setup adjustments. See what impact that has. Video. Wait for it to load. Upload these images. Yeah. Considering it's the same, I mean, not same, but a very similar portion of the country. Still in the southeast. And, you know, this is late May. It doesn't really dry out in the south until, you know, late June, early July. Then you might get a drought. Back. Having to fix the IndyCar logo. There we go. Ooh. No, we don't want to do that. This is rough. Ty's still there on pit road. Hood open and that rear deck lid open. Having trouble with that car so far. All right, Haley. Oh, not even able to hold the lead for a lap. Already getting swallowed up 3 wide. Several lanes back. Can we keep it clean? 4 wide. How were they able to keep that clean? Wow. That was really, really close. That was insane. That was actually insane. And that happens. Yes, we are racing. Well, we're trying to. We keep running into cautions. That's really slowing the pace of the race down by a lot. File. Download. Okay. Yeah, that's the biggest pressure point right now, is getting this race finished before the Indy 500. And Indy 500 pre-race has already started, so fans are already inside the track. I don't really like the thumbnail it just made, but I have been struggling with getting the colors correct lately. Yeah, I mean, it's the only thing they could have done is, I mean, somehow like run the roval or like move the race to Phoenix or something, like, and you know, we couldn't really do that. It was out of our hands. Unfortunate. Yeah, I mean, that's kind of strict on the cutoff, but I'm not really sure what all goes into that decision. Oh, they're replaying the WWE event. Kyle Busch with the roll-up pin. Kyle Busch, the 24/7 champion, taking the belt from R-Truth. That is hilarious. NASCAR used to cross over with WWE a lot. You'll still see it a couple times a year. I've been thinking of that moment the last few days, and I'm glad they finally showed it. Oh, Haley and Queen both had flat tires. That's weird. Again, really weird stuff this race. We have Champ Car running Watkins Glen right now. I see them live on YouTube. They're running the full layout. 5 hours, 20 minutes left in that race. All right, good restart. Good restart. Didn't really stack it up. All right. Infinger gonna get the lead here. Oh, that was Infinger. I thought he was further forward, but that is Christian Eckes. Fox's leaderboard is off. There we go. Can't trust him. I saw a red truck and thought I assumed it was Infinger. Go further back and see what we can see. Brendan Queen back here along with Justin Haley. Well, there's something else I need to fix. It's a good time to test out our laps down. Uh-oh. Whoa. Eric Brennan raising his voice. Oh, that's Luke Baldwin. Already with the window net down, trying to get this truck slowed down. Through the grass here. Looks like he's having trouble getting it stopped. That truck is just full of smoke, and I'm sure fire extinguisher exhaust, whatever comes out of those. Not sure what type they run. Whew. By the time they get the camera over there to him, he already had that window net down, ready to get out. Just exploded. Wow. Oh, does the lap down counter not work? Or yeah, it doesn't work. What a shame. Now I have to fix all of this. Let me go ahead and test a couple other things and see if it works. Why? So best lap works. Move the laps down. Those also don't work. That was a really weird comment by Michael there. Yeah, we can't stop running cautions. Or running caution laps. The counter here is at 15. That's probably a couple behind. I like that we have that now. What happened here? I look away and this is broken. There we go. I like our best lap inclusion now. That's a good addition. So I need to go and find where the best lap field is and just remove that S. A good preview of the Naval Base race. San Diego. It's where Top Gun was, and I guess is. This makes zero sense if there was a cutoff to not start the race an hour earlier. Yeah, when they announced the start time for the race, it was a little weird, but I think maybe they were going off of like safety for the drivers that ran last night's race as well. Just guessing there. Had to move the name field out for Perez de Lara and Shane Van Gisbergen. Did Kyle ever win at North Wilkesboro? I do not think so, unless he did in the, the very last time we were there. It was already phased out by the time. I mean, maybe it's some other series, but as far as NASCAR, I don't believe so. Just distracted. I was looking over Kyle Busch's career stats. Trying to look for our IndyCar stream. Truck St. Petersburg. IndyCar Phoenix. We did the Phoenix IndyCar race. That's right. Settings. We'll do. That's a 26 Indianapolis 500. IndyCar race live coverage. Change thumbnail 500. Show more. I already have that tag. Okay. Next. 12, 4, or no, it'll be 11:45 my time, I believe. Done. All right. We have our stream put together and ready to go for the IndyCar race. So we're going to be live for the Indy 500 officially. Hopefully our leaderboard works. Publish 2 of the next 5 races we go to in trucks. The only one he has at San Diego, North Wilkesboro, and Lime Rock. It would have been fun to watch him try to run the full truck season next year if Steve O'Donnell was going to approve that. Sounded like he was open to the idea. All right, pretty clean start there. Oh, we're going 3 wide here. That's going to work itself out. Lane Riggs back to the lead. Brennan Jones in second. Honeycutt going to look to the inside of Christian Eckes. Not able to put the power down. Eckes is going to muscle by. So Riggs, Jones, oh no! Corey Day around! Almost up and over! Oh, more contact. Oh my goodness. He almost, I mean, if that was a couple feet further, he maybe goes over the inside wall. Disappointing into the race for that 7 truck. Well, let's see what happened first before we say someone wrecked him. My goodness. The flaps put that one back down. If the flaps didn't deploy, that truck probably blows over and lands on its roof. That was really weird. What a race. Under caution again. Really disappointing for the day to end for that truck. The way it did. Yeah, Day kind of wrecked himself. Yeah, I mean, he didn't have as much height as I thought. It looked really bad in full speed. It looked really bad, but he definitely would have clipped it higher up, and he may have rolled over that inside. Almost got nailed there by another truck. I know there's a difference between wrecking someone and being involved in the accident. Yeah, that rear end. Wow. Oh, which one of the Ram trucks was that just made contact? A lot of debris on the track as well. This is going to be an extended cleanup period. Pastrana squeezing through again, second time today. He's going to sneak through. Now, did any of these guys run over debris and potentially start a leak? Anyone have a tire going down? Which truck would that be, Christian? You know, it would have been nice if he would have won in the race in that truck, but not every story gets a happy ending. It's just a little worse, especially because it just would have been nice to have that truck in one piece. Or it wasn't Gio's fault. He was involved, but that was not on him. Or did you already hate him? Because if you did, that's valid. It is really annoying to watch him win, and he gets out of the car and he looks depressed. And it's like, really? I don't care if it's your 50th win. Celebrate. Go crazy. Jeff Gordon, what, 94 career wins, something like that? Celebrated every single one. I mean, just over the moon excited. Interesting. I'm sure a lot of the drivers have something planned. A bow. Ross Chastain did a bow. Track still looks clear from weather. From what I heard, that was a decent interview there with Luke Finhouse. That the right front, there may be a hole. Or that's just a really big dent. Oh, they just cracked the right front bumper though. It popped out pretty well. Not too bad. Yeah, Connor Zilla should be interesting to see him win. Let's take a look through the field. I like Lane Riggs a lot. Brandon Jones, Eckes. You have Honeycutt there. Trying to follow up Heim's performance in that 11 truck. Gio with the contact we just saw, that some right front damage. Ross still in the field. Ross could sweep the weekend potentially. Win yesterday off of a controversial decision to call the race. And maybe he pulls it off here. SVG in the field. Don't think he's going to get it done. Connor further back. I don't think any of the Ram trucks are going to win today. Ty Majeski 25 laps down. Luke Baldwin 13 laps down. I said Luke Finhouse. It's Luke Baldwin. Corey Day 5 laps down. Minnie Tyrell 4 laps down. Cole Butcher 2 laps down. Cole and Ty both having issues with the fuel pumps. We're almost done with stage 2, and we've almost turned a stage worth of caution laps. We're at 24 on the counter right now. We're 1 lap behind, so that's 25 caution laps that we've run. So by the time this thing wraps up, we're going to have a full stage run under caution. How about that? This has been a mess of a race. Yeah, well, I think one of the big incidents a lot of people are angry about was that ARCA race. Was it Kansas? Where he just ran over a lap car, or a car that was going a lap down. And that ended up saving his chances of winning that race. The Indy 500s. I hope it dries up and they're able to get that race going on time, because the Indy 500 start to finish is a very cool race, especially when we get into like different strategies. Guys coming in early, guys coming in later. Might have some people working their way through traffic. And then there's the constant aero battles down the front stretch, down the back stretch. The cars are on a razor's edge. You're pushing it, You go a little too high. Just crush the outside wall. It's gonna be fun. Let's look at the radar together. Yeah, it's possibly raining. It doesn't look great right now. And if this is moving at the same northeastern, yeah, that's not too bad. It's moving a little further east than the storms that are around Charlotte. Show you guys this real quick. This is a look at the radar for the Indy 500. 26 touched the apron there. Was able to keep it down low. And if you do that on the Heat Games, NASCAR 25, you just touch that painted line and you're either going to spin or wash up the track. These guys are running all over that painted line. NASCAR didn't really have too much of a say there. And you have to think, this is a Fox broadcasted race. They want as many people as possible switching over to main Fox right after this. Right after. Because IndyCar pre-race, I think, is already live. They had like 3 hours or something scheduled just to pre-race coverage. So this is kind of eating into that. I'm sure when this race ends, most channels are probably going to flip over immediately to Fox. I know that's what I'll be doing. I'll be turning on my TV, switching it right over to my local Fox affiliate. I'm tired of looking at that radar. I'm tired of it. Lanebrig's still up there in the lead. Ross Chastain right now scored third. I would really like to see him win this one on merit, just so we have the narrative going into the 600 for Fox is a terrorist. You're exactly right. Exactly right. Just so we have the narrative going into the 600. Can Chastain get the triple? That's hilarious, Christian. That's a good point. Yeah, caution laps have saved some drivers. Yeah. Spot on there. Now, we know the Ram trucks are down on speed. But if you're getting outrun by Travis Pastrana, you need to reassess what you're doing. Yep. They ran more laps under caution than they did green. Lane Riggs taking stage 2. So our stage winners, 1 and 2 there. Ross Chastain 3rd. Stuart Friesen up there in the top 10. Ben Rhodes, Jake Garcia 8th and 9th. Tyler Ankrum 10th. Chandler Smith 11th. And Finger back in 12th. Zillage 13th. Gio Ruggiero kind of recovering there to 15th. Corey Day interview here. He has his O'Reilly fire suit on. They couldn't get him a little stick-on patch for today. Bad decision there from Corey Day. I was looking at Timmy Hill. I always keep an eye on Timmy Hill. He seems like a nice guy, and it seems like he has way more talent than he's given credit for. And he was our Texas Pro or our iRacing Pro Invitational winner in the inaugural race. at Texas, virtual Texas. That was a weird time period. We had televised iRacing races. Let's see if I can find an answer here. $500 green flag time. Green flag drops at 12:45. I need to move up my stream time. That's what I have it scheduled at. Let's move that. Move that up. Let's go 11:30 Central. That sounds right. That sounds right. Yeah, I don't trust that they'll stay green, but if it gets close, NASCAR might let them run to the end. We'll see. But this could be a Fox thing. This could be out of NASCAR's hands. The TV deals they sign are pretty restrictive on what, NASCAR can do. Had plenty of caution laps this race. Every time we have a caution period, they discuss Kyle Busch a bit more, and I've appreciated Michael's comments today. He mentioned something that I think is very important to note. A lot of people want to bring up the earlier Kyle, especially his peak years in the 18, and he played the villain. But these last few years, and I've heard it at the track in person, there were more cheers than boos nowadays. So that was nice to note from Michael. All right. We have 45 minutes. So no leeway there from NASCAR. We're not making it. We're not making it. We're going to keep getting cautions. We'll see how far we can make it. For sure, for sure. The two veterans that I pulled for the last several years, it was Brad Keselowski and Kyle Busch. Oh my goodness. Chastain way off the track. Somehow saved it. He's going to lose several positions though. Oh, we're still stacking it up. We're 4 wide further back. Okay, they're going to straighten it out. 3 wide through the quad oval. Ross may have a tire cut down from that. Pretty good contact there to the right side. I'm seeing a tire rub off one of the trucks. Further back. Another caution. It's a single car spin. Keep it green. Come on. Spencer Boyd around. Ross cut down a right front there, and the left front looks really... That truck is beat up. Well, he's not going to win today's race. More caution laps. Yeah, we're not getting this race in. Not 100%. I prefer how you spelled it the first time, Double A. It's like seaweed, but screeweed. So Ross with damage to the left front and right front. They better knock that back into place, or he's just going to cut down another tire. What are we doing? Trying to go 5 wide here at Charlotte. What are we doing? Yeah, it's like Drew McIntyre. I would attempt to do my best Drew McIntyre, but it would be horrible. I can't do voices. Remember when NASCAR just... Yeah. Yeah. They just hate Cody Ware. They did it at Watkins Glen. They did it at the Chicago Street Course, and that was an insanely hard hit. Collapsed the steering column into the dash. Cracked the dash. Cracked his Hans device. Extremely hard hit. And NASCAR left it green for a long time. Not only did he smack the wall at like 100 miles an hour, 90-degree angle, he was like stuck in the tire barrier as well. So there was nowhere he was going to be able to go, and they would have to fix the tire barrier anyway. I don't know what happened there. Nobody saw this car smack the wall. No one heard it. The marshal that was in that section, his radio must have died. Or did he just assumed it was Gregson again? We're going to run more at this pace, more caution laps than green flag laps. Lap 71. This is still at 69. So we've run 34 caution laps. That is ridiculous. We're getting close. We're getting close. I have to imagine it's just, you know, it being earlier in the day, these trucks were not set up to run on a track this cool. And so the setups were off from the start, and potentially the tire compound as well. You know, tires are very temperature sensitive. Like what temperature they're intended to work at, like ambient. track temp. So I know when when F1 went to Vegas, I think for the first time, it was not like extremely cold, but it was colder than normal in Vegas. So the F1 cars were not able to actually build up enough heat in the tires to produce a lot of grip. So they were really worried about that. That's been a problem all year with the cautions. That probably even goes back to last year. One lap to reform and get pit road clear. One lap for pitting. And then, so at most 4 laps. At the most 4 laps for, if you're going to open pit road. But you could probably get it down to 3. Let pit road speed be 70 and have the pace speed be 40. By the time they get back around, you'd be good to go. It's crazy. There are local short tracks that have better caution procedures than NASCAR. We'll run 10 laps under caution during a stage break. So what are we doing aside from just running laps under caution? It's nutty. Gio Ruggiero gonna hold the lead here. Please, anyone but him, please. I'm not watching through all this to see a Gio Ruggiero win. Woo! These guys are all over each other. We could probably stay green a little longer if we would stop going 3 and 4 wide on the restarts. Zilich up there in the top 3. Looked to me like Zilich was kind of chasing up the track there. Not insane. But I saw a little lateral movement there. Lane Brake stuck further back. Not able to make it back through the field here. Hayden Honeycutt also buried further back than he has been running. SVG top 5 right now. Okay. What happened to the... what? Hold it. Hold it, SVG. He's running the Nations Guard scheme. That's kind of a Kyle Larson throwback there. If you guys remember the few races that Larson ran for Nations Guard before Hendrick Cars took over the branding on that 5 car. Yeah, at what point do we do single file restarts? Tabirum says he's uploading a brand new Heat Evolution walkthrough with some emptiness inside himself. Well, we're under caution again. Looks like Leland Honeyman potentially backed it into the outside wall. Unless he got ran over. It's a lot of contact in the rear. Yeah, I've liked seeing all the different games you've been trying to play. Formula 1, I really like a lot of the classic racing titles from the early 2000s. Now the damage is already there. That may be from the one of the earlier incidents. That may have been the truck I saw at the start of the race that received some rear end damage during that outside line stack up. Let's take a look back through the field. Mini, done. Corey Day, done. Luke Baldwin, done. Ty Majeski is an Unk. Unk status. How can you guys see that? Ty Majeski, Unk. Travis Pastrana, still in the lead lap. Spencer Boyd was about to go down a lap, probably already down a lap by the time the caution came out. It's close. That may be a bit off, though. Back under the caution flag. Ross could potentially play some strategy here. I don't know if that truck has the speed to be, running towards the front now. But track position can change it. We aren't making it. If we can't get more than 5 green flag laps, we're not making it. Another caution. Let's see, does Ross stay out or is he coming down for more repairs? Looks like Ross is coming down. I don't see him staying out. Maybe he could not take tires here. I don't know what they're going to do. Yeah, I'm just seeing fuel right now. Fuel only for Ross Chastain. Gonna get out maybe right behind Stuart Friesen. I think I have that right. They're not showing the battle off pit road. Okay, they're not going to tell us. Thank you, Fox. Great broadcaster. Love what you're doing. Just love it. Fantastic. The flagman just needs to quit mid-race. Say, I refuse to throw another flag if it's not the checkered flag. Yes. We love Fox. That's what I meant to say. Yeah. I wasn't thinking. Let's go ahead and turn on the television. I have 2 TVs in here and they both work off the same remote. So it gets tricky sometimes. Interviewing Joseph Newgarden here.
See, look at this pre-race coverage. This is what they used to do for NASCAR every weekend. Build a little stage in the infield. Like every broadcast group had their own deal. NBC had one. TNT had a pit box. Fox had their booth, and they also had infield guys. Indy 500, about the only race now that gets the attention that the average NASCAR race used to. Are you starting WRC Generations? Interesting. I played a few of the WRC games, but never in depth. I'm not the best at that because you're pretty on edge there, but you're also having to be very patient sometimes, very delicate. I just love charging into corners, and especially if you're on loose gravel, gonna slide off the road. It's no good. Christian says, just another way of NASCAR trying to cut costs. Screw races till they get shortened, and then teams will use less fuel and torn up stuff that they could use another week. I don't know. Plenty of these guys are still, even with all the caution laps we've run, they are still doing a great job of tearing stuff up. What a race. What a race. Spencer Boyd's been around. Honeyman's been around. Majeski has just been broken most of the race. SVG was around earlier. Chastain, a lot of contact today. And Daniel King, good to have you here. He says, still in shock, Kyle is gone. I think that's the first thing on most people's minds this weekend. It's just hard to believe still. Especially because we were expecting him to, continue for the next several years. And now we'll never know how that story would have played out. And it's been a frustrating weekend with all the rain delays, but I think we needed to get back to racing. That's what I heard, Daniel. I had a couple friends that were there at Hickory, and so I heard through the grapevine some rumors about what was happening. So Zillage, restart violation. The one time we're not getting a caution is the time Zillage needed one. Maybe the Zillage curse is all we needed. Ross really chasing it up the track there. I thought maybe he was going to change lanes, try the high side, but no, that looks like he was just chasing it up the track. Eckes pulling up, trying to make the pass here to the inside of Ross Chastain. They're side by side down the front stretch through the quad oval. Slide advantage to Chastain. Eckes going to get a good advantage there on corner entry. Ross not able to get the power down. Eckes into second. Reason almost knocking down the outside wall. Keeps it clean. I don't see much damage on that truck, if he hit it at all. 71, some smoke. That's SVG. Smoke on that left front. Might cut down a tire here. He did touch it. He tank slapped it with the left rear corner. Ross is going to try, but that truck does not have the sauce. Uh-oh. Caution. Chris Wright, Butterbean Queen, coming to a stop in the outside wall. Right at the start-finish line. Can they get them unstuck? Survey says no. They're stuck. So we have another extended cleanup. This is going to take another at least 10 minutes to get restarted. We're not getting this whole race in. We're going to be lucky to make it to lap 110. This next restart's going to be even worse because everyone knows that the ending of this race is up in 22 minutes. What a sloppy race this has been. I'm going to give them the benefit of the doubt and say it's not all on the drivers here. It's partially that they were not prepared for this track temperature. So maybe it's a little on the tires, but also, you know, the track's a lot cooler, a lot more grip. So they're able to do a lot more. At least they feel like they can. And then that leads to these guys stepping over the line. Love Lane Riggs to win this. I would like Lane Riggs to win. I like Lane Riggs. Liked his dad. I think I have a Lane Riggs diecast. Not Lane Riggs. Scott Riggs. Chris Wright's done such a good job this year, too. He really has turned it around, and it really put the negative spotlight on some other guys. And yeah. Seems like he used up all his good races early in the year. That looked like me in NASCAR 25, but that's because the spotter sucks in that game. And the mirror is not very wide angled. So you can have a guy right on your quarter panel in your blind spot and can't see him at all in the mirror. So you just don't know they're up there. Spotter doesn't say anything. But then when there's no one around you, no one to your inside, no one to your outside, they'll just start calling out drivers. One inside. There's nobody over there. There's nobody. Ricky Stenhouse damage to the right front. A lot of damage. They're cutting all of that away. Try to get that car to, or that truck to finish the race. Need to hurry up here. So Zillage did get the caution he needed. Brendan Queen stepping out of the truck here. Steering wheel separated, so he is out of the race. I legitimately thought Butterbean was his name. The whole first year that I saw him racing, I thought his name was I thought that was his name. I was like, wow. And I also thought his name was Butterbean McQueen, like Lightning McQueen. Man, what a name. That's impressive. His parents loved him, but no. I had it very wrong. Ton of fans there on the front stretch. We have to tear down this whole stage. Wait, is that Kiana? You guys don't know Kiana. I know Kiana. She might be on TV. There's this lady in the background of the Indy coverage. Let me see if I can find a picture of Kiana. That's not Kiana. She's wearing a red shirt and looks very different. I liked Corey Day's interview. He was obviously disappointed, but he's like, yeah, my spotter told me he was there. I just did it anyway. At least he's honest. You know, sometimes you'll see you'll like in an interview, the driver will be like, oh yeah, the spotter didn't tell me in time. And then you hear the radio and they're like, one inside, one in, oh, we're in the wall. So this was not one of those events. Corey Day was like, yeah, I heard my spotter say it. I just didn't care. I thought I knew better. I don't know what I'm seeing here from this pre-race coverage from the IndyCar side. They have this segment called Gronk in the Snake Pit. He's not even in the Snake Pit. He's up there with the DJ. This is kind of stupid. Kind of stupid. This feels like peak NASCAR. When we would have random celebrities in the pre-race. And it's like, we need to be focusing on the event. The actual race. I don't care that LeBron James is at Bristol this weekend. But especially not this. I'm trying to see a breakdown of Carb Day. Talk about the storylines, about who's crashed out. The teams preparing their cars after wrecking out of practice. Talk about the double attempt with Catherine Legg. Talk about, possible weather interruptions. But nope, we're covering Gronk in the Snake Pit. Outstanding. 91 laps in, 43 caution laps. Basically, the O'Reilly Race 2.0. Yep. We are killing it. Hey, this might be the greatest race of all time. You know, out of all the races, this might be the best one. Let's hold our judgment till the end of the day. Let's hold our judgment. I want to put that curse in the air. I'm going to change my hat for the IndyCar race. This hat, it's not tight, but for some reason it hurts my head. Might be the really sharp crease I have in there. Back in the day, really creased bills were the style, so a lot of my old hats are really creased. Now I don't like that. And it also deforms your hat, so. Oh, now we have a race clock. We're endurance racing. 24 hours of Charlotte. This is actually more like the 48 hours of Charlotte at this point. Eckes might have the sauce here. That truck has looked fast all day. He's been able to make passes, get good runs, but Riggs is staying with him. Caden Honeycutt up there. Chandler Smith actually in fourth. Furthest forward we've seen him today. Maybe Chandler and Riggs can work together given the right set of circumstances. See Tim Hill in 15th. Lane needs to set up this pass if he can, but Caden Honeycutt is all over his bumper. So he's also trying to defend at the same time. Gonna go way up high in 1 and 2. Try to generate some speed. See what he decides to do in 3 and 4. We're not gonna. Broadcast is not gonna show it. Oh, Riggs went low. Chased it up the track. Neither driver really got a good run here. Both drivers were chasing it through 3 and 4. Eckes really loose there. Lane Riggs back to the lead. Eckes gonna try to cross over. Not close enough. Caden Honeycutt just spectating here in 3rd. Just give us a good run to the end, please. No! Keep it green. Keep it green, NASCAR. We did it. We did it. Stuart Friesen, you beautiful gentleman. He slid it right on the pit road. We stay green. Yes, NASCAR fully turned into IMSA. Jim France got his wish. You guys are worrying me. No! How far behind am I? Oh my goodness. Andres Perez de Lara around. We probably could have kept that green. How far behind am I? Not really. Not that far behind. I'll be in front of you guys when it comes time for the Indy race. I will be the one that's in front. And NASCAR's had a hair trigger here. Yeah, SRX Racing. That was the fun flag. That's the fun checkered flag. The caution clock precedes the stage racing. So I haven't really worked on it this whole last week, but on my NASCAR iceberg, if I ever get it completed, one of the entries is about the caution clock. But we're definitely going to have an entry about this weekend, about this race, and the trials and tribulations that we've gone through just getting any on-track action. And it's just been a mess. This is going to be a really short run to the finish. The Craftsman, 9 minutes to go. Just pull that one out of their back pocket. Brennan's done a good job, though, covering. I've liked a few of his calls already throughout the race. So there is a positive thing, positive event here. I believe this is his first weekend calling the truck race. Doing a good job. Do not defile the white flag like that. I take that seriously. They're running through the starting grid here. Driver introductions, but they have all the drivers side by side on stage. It's like they're getting ready to take a class photo. That's probably exactly what they're doing. Right in front of the iconic Indianapolis Pagoda. Closing in, 7 minutes to go. Well, watch Fox give us a commercial break here. A 4-minute commercial break. Yeah, let's say this race ends. They, call it at 12 Eastern. How long does the broadcast cover the finish? And, who wins? Because, I'd put money on that they interviewed the winner and talk about it for a minute and then in the broadcast. Front stretch interview, and that's it. So Alexander Rossi in today's race, that was really a game time decision. I believe he got cleared either yesterday or the day before. It wasn't, confirmed whether or not he was going to be able to actually start today's race. We will see how he does. He's on crutches there. But be lucky to get a front stretch interview. Yeah. Boxes, they want everybody to switch over there. What are the odds we even end this race under green? What are the odds? We have struggled to make it 2 laps into a run. We're still sitting about 50% of laps run under caution. I said we would be lucky to make it to lap 110. It looks like that prediction's pretty spot on right now. Christian, I might. I don't know. That's gonna suck if it happens. Before we end this broadcast, we'll look at the radar one more time. I only have 20 minutes between broadcasts. We will be back around 12:30 Eastern. We might wait a bit depending on what the weather looks like. It's I don't have any IndyCar game to play, so I can't really stall for time like we could with the NASCAR races. I think we've run more caution laps for a longer period of time than all the rain delays. Lane Riggs in the lead right now. 3 minutes left in the race. Oh, the 38's around. That's going to end the race. Lane Riggs is your winner. Lane Riggs is your winner. The race will be official in just under 2.5 minutes. It is done. It's over. Chandler Smith sealing the win in for his teammate. Chandler Smith, kind of the ultimate teammate. You know, Lane Riggs had a really good truck, so I don't know if anyone could have had a shot at it to get up there. But Chandler Smith sacrificed his truck and gave it to Lane Riggs. That we might get a 1-lap shootout, maybe a 2-lap shootout from what they're talking about, but this seems like the race is official. I kind of hope it ends. I wanted to see it end at lap 110. That was the number I had in my head. I want to hear from some of these drivers, especially the Cup guys in the field, what was going on today. Was it just that was it the setups? Was it the tire compound not adapting to the temperature? Was it that the trucks felt like they had more grip, so people were doing stupid stuff? We don't have long enough to restart this thing if we do any cleanup. And there's debris on the track, so I think this bird is done. This turkey is cooked. Ross Chastain potentially out of fuel. It's done. We're done now. 100%. It's over. It's over. Congratulations, Lane Riggs. Is anyone else going to run out of fuel? The race is official. It is time. It's time. Are they going to restart it? I mean, they're still turning laps. They didn't throw the checkered, but the race is officially official. Hey, David Letterman. David Letterman, an Indiana native. Really letting that beard grow after he left late night television. Next time around, white flag. So we're going to run 2 more laps for why? Just throw the checkered now. I think they really want this to get to lap 110 like I said it would. Let's take a look at the weather. The weather. Scroll down. Yeah, I mean, there's a chance we could get a rain shower. It looks somewhat clean. There's some stuff further to the south that could be a threat later. But it looks like we might have a little alleyway. I'll show you guys what I'm looking at. Boop. So the track is, that's Charlotte, Concord. Kind of follow that diagonally. Looks like we have a pretty good alleyway here. And if it moves more how at the rate these systems have been moving north and east, I mean, that is potentially a really long window. But it seems like at some point we're going to get a shower to pop up. It's going to be really frustrating if we start the Coke 600 at the, scheduled time, and then 3 laps in, it gets, called for a rain delay. Definite conspiracy. We are on the edge of having rain there at Indianapolis. This is close. Let's look at this real quick before we wrap up this broadcast. So the blue may not be right. Sometimes blue, we've had blue on the track before, and it was just heavy clouds. I mean, so like, there's a little rain band there. You have this huge rain band. It's literally an alleyway. A narrow chance that we keep this thing green and start at the appointed time. If this somehow wobbles, sometimes storms will wobble as they move around. They'll elongate in certain areas, dissipate in others. So can we thread the needle and keep this thing green? And can these guys avoid putting down some moisture? That is close. And that's just, this is a composite. It's not the best model to look at. But this is what we're working with at the moment. That is close. All right. Lane Riggs team taking a bow there. Green trucks are bad luck, but this green truck can take home the win. One of the few trucks that is going to be able to finish the race relatively clean. On the field, bashed in right side, bashed in fenders. Toyota in Cup. I mean, I could definitely see Hamlin having a really good day. Really, any of the Toyota guys, because their 1.5 program has been so good this year. But they didn't have like crazy pace in practice. But practice probably isn't indicative of what the track will be like today. So it's hard to tell. I could also see like Tyler Reddick further back, and then throughout the race, he just works his way forward. And then, he's top 5 by the last 100 laps and then just wins the race. I could totally see a Tyler Reddick win. Hoping we don't see that. I would prefer someone else to win the race. Preferably a Chevy or an RFK car. Or Eric Jones. I like Eric Jones. You said it literally as soon as I said it. That's good timing, Christian. I like Eric Jones. When he was in the 43, I bought a few of his diecast. I don't know if you guys will be able to see it, but let me go grab this. Show you guys one of my 1/24th display cases. It's a little heavy. All right, so we are going to need a front stretch interview here. Lane Riggs a little emotional here in the post-race interview. If I somehow had that display case behind me, if I angled it just the right way, you guys would be able to see a reflection of my screen. Then everybody can stop talking about putting the race on. Have a perfectly good reflection behind us. That was, Lane Riggs said, that was a heck of a race. Not really. There were some good laps. Like, if you take the peak of this race and ignore all the bad parts, was the majority of the runtime of this race. It was a great one, a barn burner, but yeah. Kinda lame. All right, we're gonna wrap things up here. We will be back live in somewhere around 20 minutes from now. So hope to see you guys over there for the Indy 500 coverage. I hope we get this race in. We'll do one more look at the weather. This is what we're looking at still. Threading the needle right now, barely. Eric Jones and Darlington. Unbeatable. Good there. Palou, Award, Malukas, Daly, Newgarden. All the favorites. The betting odds for today's 500. I'll see you